There's this preconceived notion that if you are involved in hookup activities, you're very cool.
Open-minded.
Yeah, exactly. Open-minded.
And if you're not into this, you're very narrow-minded or like aunties or uncles.
Yeah, so behenji of you to do this. Or, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, so boring of you to like believe in relations. I mean, being with one guy forever, being with one girl forever. I mean,
Like, guys, chill. It's not that deep.
Yeah. I mean, it's rude, but do it again.
hello everyone. Are you ready for a very first podcast? For the people who already know us, thank you for staying tight. And for the people who don't know us, let us give you a little rundown of everyone. Hi, I'm Sneha Nair.
Hi, I'm Ritti Parekh.
And we are your hosts for today's episode. So, to start with, there might be certain people who might be thinking, what exactly is Smaash Podcast? Smaash is an initiative platform where we take care that all the youth-related problems are spoken upon, and we also make sure that there are certain topics you don't really talk on camera. So, this is the main reason why we are here is to bring out such topics. So, let us get started. Today, we have two guests with us. One is Rishita Chaudhary and other one is Ankur Jha. Rishita is from Shillong and Ankur is from Gujarat, which makes them perfect people to talk and give us broader perspective of today's topic. We are so glad to have you guys here.
Thank you, Sneha, for those kind words. Thank you to the both of you for hosting us, for deeming us worthy enough to be guests of today's episode.
Thank you to the Smaash Podcast and all our members who will be watching. I am sure they'll be pretty engaged in our...
We hope that's so. So, as you guys are outstation students, how is Mumbai treating you?
Well, Mumbai is really chaotic.
Well, you see, it's very different. Like the both of us, we come from different backgrounds, right? So as such, for example, मेरे जो पूरे town का population है वो यहाँ का किसी एक इलाके का किसी एक locality का population का equivalent होगा, right? So obviously, but then again, because of how welcoming Mumbai is, because of how welcoming the people in Mumbai are, I feel like Mumbai at its core still feels like home. So, yeah.
मुंबई जान तो है क्या मैं मुंबई का रूह guys, so given that there are a lot of topics which are like heated around in our generation, and what do you guys think about hookup culture?
Well, this is one issue. Well, it's not an issue as such, but it's something which our generation is involved the most in which. So we don't usually hear stories where our parents, or our grandfather or mother, it's absurd to them. So it's only centric to our generation, and it's a thing we should talk about. And nowadays people have started talking about it openly, and then people have picked sides. What is wrong? What is right?
Argumentative come ho gaya hai, and now people talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like people do talk about it, but like you said, it is a topic that is discussed about quite a lot these days. But I think there are certain parameters that need to be taken into consideration when we're talking about such a thing. So as such, I don't think it's like particularly centric to just our generation because we're like technically Gen Z, right? I think this system was prevalent with the millennials at least. I'm not talking about like the boomers for sure, right? So abhi bas ek terminology aa gaya hai, like he said, people are talking more about it. And yeah, change is the only constant. So it's not like we can blame the system, especially when we're a part of the system. But yeah, it's important to acknowledge the fact that this is there, this needs to be talked about, and also in a solution-oriented manner as to, how we approach.
I don't see it as a problem as such. You said that you solution-oriented perspective. So it's not a problem as such, but it's a problem for people who are on the negative side of it.
Right. So when I say solution-oriented, I mean, like you said, there's a positive side and there's a negative side. I'm particularly talking about the negative bit. And negative bit in what sense, right? There are people who get into the culture without really recognizing or without realizing what they're getting themselves into, only because others are doing it, only because peer pressure. It's cool because it's a Western concept. There's this notion that it's cool, and
It makes them open-minded in
yeah,
another person.
another person's
There's
perspective.
this preconceived notion that if you are involved in hookup activities, you're very cool.
Open-minded.
And if you're not into this, you're very narrow-minded or like aunties or uncles.
So it's like, yeah, so behenji of you to do this, or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, so boring of you to like believe in relations. I mean, this is so boring. Being with one guy forever, being with one girl forever. I mean,
Like, guys, chill. It's not that deep.
Yeah. I mean, it's rude, but do it again.
totally.
I think that kind of sums up about how we feel about hookups, I guess.
Well, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but you should be aware of what you're doing and you should be aware of why you're doing it.
And what the implications of that mean.
There should be some sort of introspection before you take any action anywhere. Hookups are just an example.
Absolutely.
And I think that this thing doesn't even, we can't even say that it belongs to our generation. I mean, there might be times from our grandparents' time or like from our parents' time, it used to be like done. This practice was there, but maybe it was not thoroughly talked about. That can be a reason. I mean, we never know.
Never heard anything that sort of.
People never used to talk about it. We can
Yeah. But that's why we never heard about it.
Open about the sexuality 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I think we can agree on that.
Well, if I talk about my grandparents' time, I don't recall.
Then, yeah. यार इनफैक्ट वही अरे आज ही मैं बात कर रही थी टू and neighbor auntie back from my hometown, and I was just telling her about our podcast and what the topic is going to be. तो मैंने पता नहीं बातों बातों में बोल दिया hookup, right? And she's like, beta what? Like उनके लिए it's a very foreign concept. They are not even acquainted with the terminology, and because of the way our culture is, or the way we've been brought up, like it's still a Western concept, hookups at the end of the day. So I don't think it was as prevalent during our grandparents' age. Yes, maybe during like
It's normalized now,
what?
but
Why the
before it
problem? हर
wasn't.
एक चीज को हम normalize ही कर देते हैं ना.
हाँ,
That
वो
is
भी
the
है.
thing. Like talking about something like this is obviously should be normalized, but I don't think indulging in something just because it's popular and normalizing it just because it's popular is
Yeah,
right.
but if you like it, then that's your thing. I mean,
yeah, go for it
I
as long
see
as you know what you're getting
people
yourself
will
into.
say that I love to, I'm indulging in casual intimacy, or I'm indulging in hookups just because I want to explore myself or explore my individuality. To an extent, I will not say anything because, yeah, it's, well, at the end of the day, it's their call. But when you say you want to explore yourself, does it really counts being intimate? Like, there are other things that you can do when you say you're exploring yourself. If I personally say that I'm exploring myself, it can be in terms of career, it can be in terms of what I like, it can be in terms of what I can make my passion and what I can make my profession. I mean, it's not necessary that when you're saying you're exploring yourself, you're using a word as, a term to just hide your under emotions. You're getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, मतलब exploring में मतलब आप पूरा कांड कर दो और फिर आप उसको नेम कर दो कि नहीं मैं तो बस explore कर रहा हूँ.
It to be socially accepted.
Exactly. Like it has
it's
to be
like मैं accept कर रही हूँ, तो तुम भी accept करो ना. We'll try to get
Let's
in
be
more
partners
people.
in crime.
Yeah. And ऐसा चीज को ऐसे बता देंगे कि हाँ acceptable है. करते चलो. Like that.
Well, for me, intimacy is something I would not want that kind of intimacy with almost everybody. That's something special, and for me, I think emotional intimacy and physical intimacy go hand in hand together. And I cannot be physically intimate with somebody I'm not emotionally intimate with. My personal opinion.
Yeah, I totally resonate with that because I feel like you need to get to know a person to know a person, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it takes time and it's a beautiful feeling, yeah. But because of how accessible intimacy has become these days through dating apps or other platforms, just an example, I feel like the concept of intimacy is being trivialized. Like it's just not what it used to be, and sadly, I don't think it's for the better.
I think it is so easily accessible these days that people have lost the essence, the true essence of intimacy. The intimacy is like that feeling when you feel two souls connect.
It's kind of special.
That's a very special feeling. You can't expect to get that feeling repeatedly. I mean, yeah, you can get it once, you can get it twice. Moving on to the next question. Do you feel that it is because of the hookup culture people are facing commitment issues?
Well, absolutely. I think it is the root cause, as a matter of fact, because of how afraid people are of commitment, because of how unwilling they are to put in efforts to make things work. I think that is why we have this culture being so rampant and prevalent in today's world where, everyone is leading a busy life. So they're like, yeah, I don't have time for something that will require
work.
that requires work, right? Exactly.
I just want instant gratification, which is that physical intimacy, and then okay, that's all that they want. Next person.
Because if I just want a person to listen to me rant about how my day has been, I can just go to a friend.
Maybe
Right.
they don't value that emotional intimacy. That's why
They
they don't
don't.
put in that work. Maybe.
That is a possibility, absolutely.
I recall a very funny incident. There was one of my friend, and like she was kind of in this messed up situation. And when you said that they don't want to put up work, that is what reminded me. She told me that she wanted the person to call. She wanted the person to pick her up and take her out on dates. She wanted a person to work for anything that will make her happy. And I'm like, what are you doing in return? She's like, nothing.
Selfish
This is so messed up. I mean, you're expecting कि तुम्हारा सामने वाला partner does everything for you, but in return, you don't have to do anything for that person.
Why? And that is what is happening here.
That is being normalized.
Nowadays, people want to give very little and they want everything. Attention,
That
trust,
was a classic
loyalty.
example of it.
Expectation is बढ़
Also,
जाती है बस.
like stems from insecurities which people need. They just want every insecurity of theirs to be validated.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
I think social media plays a major role in that.
Definitely.
I mean, everyone on social media is portrayed or is portraying themselves as something they are doing well. They are doing really great in their life. They are doing something very exceptional. And there are certain people who feel left out because of that. And then they constantly feel that social media is real, which it is not. For everyone, social media is fake and you should be your own authentic self. Then
We're not
these-
fake though. We're not fake.
Social media is an illusion.
It's an illusion.
And this is not an illusion.
And people who feel that they're missing out, they start doing certain things that in which they just become attention seekers at that time.
Yeah, they stop being themselves.
Exactly. They just start doing this. People लगता है कि मुझे इसमें attention
and
मिलेगा.
when they get attention from different sources on social media, and then they expect the same attention to be received when they are physically at some place.
Exactly.
And that is where the social
understand.
validation game starts.
Exactly.
That is so true. Like there can be a person with 10,000 following on social media,
But
but there can be a person, that person might not be having a single real friend in like real life.
And he would crave that attention in real life.
In real life.
They
yeah,
would too.
definitely.
How much attention he's going to receive online.
This is because of the fake scenario that social media somewhere created.
Exactly. It's unfortunate because,
It's like a
social media-
world. It's like a world created for you to be in it, but तुमको जो चाहिए वो नहीं मिलने वाला है हमेशा वहाँ पे.
Exactly. क्योंकि ना social media में honestly it's like they take this one lifestyle, they glorify this lifestyle, they say this lifestyle is better than every other lifestyle, and then, which is not true exactly, but because it's the lifestyle that has become socially accepted, that's become desired, people keep on doing they will go to any lengths to achieve that social status. And I'm only saying this because I can quantify that with the real life scenarios as well. I think he was talking about it the other day that it gives you an ego boost, right? When you're involved in the hookup culture, it gives you an ego boost because you see the number of guys I can pull, the number of girls I can pull. So that also becomes a contributing
We all
factor
have
to
that
elevating
kind
our
of
social
person in
status.
our lives, all of us. And do you feel that these people suffer in their other aspects of life?
Obviously,
Obviously, यार, सब कुछ intertwined है.
they are used to that short-term gratification. They say it reflects on their career, it reflects on their family relationships, it reflects on their romantic life, which I don't see a hope.
जो है ही नहीं.
So it reflects everywhere. And it reflects their concentration level. They become impatient.
Reduced attention span, it is a result of that. Short-term gratification. Yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, definitely it gives rise to commitment issues. Definitely.
It is,
No doubt.
yeah.
Commitment issues, trust issues, trauma.
All sorts
of
of
them.
issues. Well, I'm not saying that hookups is the only reason for dunya ki sari problems. No, not at all. But, that pattern becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Understanding the pattern and breaking it for your own mental peace is also necessary. In your opinion, how does a hookup affect the level of respect between two partners?
See, I honestly think that in a hookup, generally what a hookup is, there are two people who know exactly what they want out of the equation. They do it and then they go their separate ways. Like, that's it. That's done.
So-
Khatam.
For that, I agree with her. This question is irrelevant. Because there is no space when they talk about respect.
Respect is
It's
such.
just that act and go your own
Go
ways.
your separate ways.
So
हाँ.
there is no question of respect.
Actually, मेरे क्या लगता है ना, जो casual relationship है ना, casual relationships and hookups, these are two different terminologies representing two different equations. Hookup is you meet, you do the date, that's gone. Casual relationship is when you get involved in
Emotionally.
Emotionally, exactly. And it is something that it's not as deep as a serious relationship.
And there's this constant on and off in that casual relationship.
Yeah, like
As
Ross
you
and
just-
Rachel.
As
Ross and
you
Rachel.
just stated there is this new word coming in trend, that's situationship.
Exactly.
Oh my
Right.
God. Something between friendship and relationship.
Situationship, oh my god, it's like the fact that you live for it when you're in the talking stage, you long for it when you start hanging out more frequently, you miss it when the person disappears magically, and you ache for it when the person actually replaces you with another situationship.
That is so beautiful.
That was on point.
On point. That was beautiful poetry, dude.
I mean, situationship can be termed in something like this.
Moving on to the last and my most favorite question. I read in a survey that most hookups don't lead to a relationship, but a lot of relationships starts with a hookup. So if it's true, do you think that most people are just using it as an easy access or manipulative weapon to explore partners intentionally and create fake leads to see where their bond is going?
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like see the previous question where we answered na कि जैसे hookup में two people know what they want, they go their separate ways. Now I think the question you asked na, that presents another possibility, right? So what if in a situation when two people are getting into the situation, one of them has other intentions, underlying intentions of persuading the other to be in a long-term relationship with them at a later stage. Like, for the sake of convenience, if I am to say person A and person B, क्योंकि मुझे मेरे को नाम नहीं लेना है. So person A and person B get into a hookup. They get into the phase of the hookup. Person A from the very beginning is more interested in person B, but person B is just looking for whatever a hookup entails. However, with the passage of time, person A emotionally manipulates person B into believing that there is a possibility of the two of them being together in a long-term status. And I feel like ऐसे situation में तो basically you've used hookup as a means and as an excuse, as a way to get whatever it is that you wanted, which was a relationship at the end of the day. So here I think respect की बात भी आ सकती है, क्योंकि the whole power dynamic is screwed, na? Already it means that one person was already more aware of what's happening in the entire situation. So it's like a game of chess, if you know what I'm saying.
It's so funny that in such situation there are certain girls who just feel that I can fix him wala attitude wali. I mean,
If he's a red flag, bro, he's a red flag. So applies to girls as well. हाँ पता नहीं है, मेरे को pseudo feminist बुला लोगे, applies to girls as well. If she's a red flag, she's a red flag.
No exceptions.
No exception.
okay, and that concludes today's episode of Smash. We had a great time having you guys here with us.
It
Thank
was
you so
very fun.
much.
we would like to host all again. For sure, of course.
For sure. And we would like to know 2-3 lines of how you felt about giving this.
Well, we were quite open, and you created a very comfortable space for us to talk about it. So it was. So I appreciate this, and I hope you get many more guests and you explore new topics.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us again. It was a wonderful experience. And like he said, thank you for making us so comfortable and, making this space a safe space where we could hold these discussions. Hopefully they were fruitful enough. I don't think we're
Well, that depends on the audience.
right away. वही बताएंगे. So,
We'll go through the comments.
yeah, हाँ, तो उससे सब कुछ पता चल जाएगा. So yeah, thank you both of you. Yeah. Amazing.
And that concludes today's episode. Thank you so much for staying in and listening to our podcast. Please like, share, and comment, and tell us about your views in the comment section. Follow us on Smaash.it and keep following us and support us.
We'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.